week we will cover methods. Okay, so you need to open this in your phone or your mobile or devices in your gadgets where you can um, access YouTube and will view this at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to share this. Saan naman to? Okay, I sent already the link to our YouTube stream. So we'll be viewing this video discussion about methods. Na-access nyo na? We only have one viewer. You can comment on the screen so I would know if you are already watching it. We only have one. You can comment on the screen so I would.
No! Kapangit. Oh, hello. Great food. Missy, go. What? Great food.
Okay, I'm going to play the video na. I hope you're there na. There are only two watching. Only one. I think only one. Si Mark EJ lang. And si Mark Jason. So again, you access the link I sent in our chat box here in Google Meet and open it in your new window or in your mobile phone. So we can begin to play this video for everyone. Okay, Jenny Lou is here. So Jenny Lou, Mark, EJ, and Jason. Hello, Noel. Kindly access the link that is sent in our chat box and open it in a new window or in your browser. You open it so we can start our video presentation.
Yes po, ma'am.
So only three are watching: EJ, Jason, and Jen Lu. How about si Shira and Angel and Daniel? Okay, I will send the link again. Um, okay. Okay, Shira is here already, so I'm going to start now. We're still waiting for Angel and Noel. So I will start now the video. So you listen to our video presentation. This is about methods. Is methods. So a method is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass data known as parameters into a method, and methods are used to perform certain actions, and they are also known as functions. So in some other programming languages, a method is also termed as function. Can you hear it? Or is it too low?
Hinay kayo, ma'am.
Hinay kaayo.
Hindi kayo.
Functions.
I-hack mo lang.
Can you hear it?
Hinay gapon, ma'am.
Siko.
Or is it too low?
Hinay kayo, ma'am.
Hinay kaayo.
Huwag mo na siko dito. Eh, di ko naman yung Jesus. I-hack mo lang. Wala siko.
year. Computer programming 1. I'm gonna start already my first topic. The term functions. Be correct window. So first topic is methods. So a method is a block of code which only runs when it is called.
Can you hear it na?
Only runs when it is called.
Can you hear it na? Okay, again, I'm playing it. So just interrupt me if you can't hear anything. Or if you can't hear it, or if the volume is too low.
You can pass data known as parameters into a method, and methods are used to perform certain actions, and they are also known as functions. So in some other programming languages, a method is also termed as functions. When you hear a programmer who is describing or is talking about the term functions, and that person is actually referring to methods. So why do we use methods? That is because we want to reuse code, define the code once, and use it many times. So when we are writing methods, that's actually a set of, if you have a set of codes, you group it in a block, and then you can just call it, no? You can write it once and then call or use it many times. So it's like a way of a divide and conquer approach in solving a problem. So there's one big problem, we can just divide it into smaller parts, and we can create methods for each for each features of a problem or a program. So we will see later some examples of how do we write and apply methods into our programs. So next is, how do we create a method? A method must be declared within a class. It is defined with the name of the method followed by parentheses. Java provides some predefined methods such as system.out.println, but you can also create your own methods to perform certain actions. Example, create a method inside main. So we have this example. Of course, your main method starts with public class and then main, and then there is the public static void my method. So if you can still recall in your programming 1, you have already written a main declaration, okay, inside your main program or class. So you'll have the static void my method. This is an example of our method. Okay? So muna siya ang method. Okay. So in short, we have here a class main, and inside the class main, we have the void my method. So this is an example of a method. And then this method has this open and close parentheses.
So, naani siya'y ginatawag nato nga parameters na naa sa sulod sa sa parenthesis. So, kining example nato kay wala man ni sulod ang parenthesis, then it has no we call it has no input, meaning it can run, the method can run itself, but it does not need any data to run itself. Okay, kung tawagon siya or gamiton siya, wala siya kinahanglan na data. So these are called parameters. Okay, parameters are the data that your method needs to execute. Now, after the declaration of the parameters, so natay mga method na kinahanglan og parameters, na po'y mga method na no need na ang parameters. So, next to that is the opening curly brace, and then inside the curly brace will be your code, your block of code, and then it should end with curly brace. Then, of course, you have to end your main class here. So, kini example na to, wala pa ni siya main method. Now, how do we call a method? So, to call a method in Java, you write the method's name followed by 2 parentheses and the semicolon. In the following example, my method is used to print a text or the action and when it is called. Example, inside main, you call the my method. Again, the name of the method here is my method after the declaration of void. Notice here that we started the declaration of our method with the static, and next is void, and the next is the name of the method, and then after that will be your parameters if there are any, then curly brace. So assuming that this is our this is our main class, and inside it you'll have system.out that println I just got executed. So it means that if the my method is called or if it's used, then it will just simply print I just got executed. Okay, so for example, in your main method, so this is the usual main method that we have: public static void main, string args, and open curly brace, and then you have this one. This is the call to my method. Mao ni siya ang mo-execute sa inyong method diri mura siya og gitawag niya ang inyong my method. So pag call niya, pagtawag niya kang my method, kini ang iyahang iran system.out that println I just got executed. So kung tan-aw ninyo ang inyong main method, mao lang ni siya ang sulod, di ba? So though kini lang ang iyang sulod sa main sa inyong main method, ang output niya is I just got executed because there is something inside the my method, and that is defined in this portion. This is what we call the method definition. So another example which shows a method can also be called multiple times. So again, we have another main class, and then this is now our method, but make sure that there is no space here, okay, in the name of your method. So this is my method, so the name of your method should not possess any spaces. Okay, it should be one word, and then there's no parameter. Open curly brace, I just got executed. So this is just the same in our previous slide. And then this is our main Now, this is our main method. It just simply calls my method, my method, my method. So, it's calling the my method, this method, 3 times. Okay? 3 times niya gitawag. 1, 2, 3. So, ikatulo po din niya i-run this definition of your my method. So, this should be, saan niya siya? This should be, I just got, because this is I, so the output should be, I just got executed, I just got executed, and I just got executed. So, 3 times. 3 times niya ning i-run. Kay 3 times man niya gi-call ang method. Next, let's go to parameters and arguments. So, information can be passed to methods as parameter. So, as I've said earlier, those parameters are the data or information that we need to process inside the method. Parameters act as variables inside the method. So, they are actually variables, okay, that we declare inside the method. Parameters are specified after the method name inside the parentheses. You can add as many parameters as you want. You just separate them with a comma. The following example is a method that takes a string called fname as parameter, and when the method is called, we pass along a first name, which is used inside the method to print the full name. So we have again here our example, the class main, and then here's the static void, my method, and then string fname. So take note here that the my method na example na to kaganina na siya'y parameter. Okay, na sulod ang parenthesis. And this time, this is string fname. Okay, and then inside the method, we have another output statement, fname plus refsness. So that means kung unsa man ang value nga gipasa diri as a parameter, unsa ang data nga gipasa diri sa fname, mao pod ang value ni fname diri a. Okay? Tapos, unsa maning plus sign diri? Para asa man ni ang plus? Kani, para asa man ni ang plus? So, ang plus ginagamit nato sa numbers para mag-add. Pag string na, kini siya, string man ni. So, ginagamit nato siya sa pag-sumpay sa string. Okay, isumpay niya. Kung unsa man ang value ni fname, isumpay niya sa string na refsness. Okay, so let's see. This is our main method. Okay, this is our main method. And then we have here, my method, Liam. So, pareha ni kaganina. Pero, in the previous one, here, we don't have a parameter inside. Okay? So, wala sila mga data or information. Walay sulod. So, in this example, nana ni siya'y sulod. Okay. Liam. The first one is Liam. The second one is Jenny. And the third one is Anja. So, meaning, tawagon niya ang my method. Mama niya itong my method. Okay. This is our my method. And tawagon niya, because this is a function call or method call, and then ipasa niya ang Liam na data. Digto na siya sa parameter nga fname. So, karon ang value ni fname is Liam plus refsnes. So ang ihang i-print diri is Liam refsnes. Okay? Sunod, ikaduha is Jenny na ang value ni F-name. Si Jenny na pod ang iyahang ipasa diri sa F-name. Okay? So, this is Jenny now. This is Jenny plus refsnes. So, it will output Jenny refsnes. Third, you have Anja. Isumpay lang niya. Jenny plus refsnes. With space na siya. O na nga na siya space diri. Okay? Ikatulo niyang call is Anja. So, si Anja na po ang iyahang value. Okay? So, Anja refsnes na pod. Anja, sumpay niya, refsnes. So, ikatulong output sa ikatulong tawag sa method is Anja refsnes. So, that's our example of a program or method that accepts parameters and arguments. So, sometimes I'm going to use parameters and arguments interchangeably. I will use the words interchangeably. So, sahay tawagon ako ni siyang parameter, sahay argument. But the actual really definition of parameters is katong naa sa sulod sa method, mo ni sila tong parameters. Ang katong nasa sulod sa call, mo ni siya ang arguments. Okay? Ang value. Okay? Ang value is the argument. And ang kining variable, that's the parameter. Okay? So, ang Liam, mo ang value nga ipasa niya sa parameter nga F-name. Sunod si Jenny is the value passed to F-name. Sunod si Anja, that is the value passed to F-name. When a parameter is passed to the method, it is called an argument. Okay, so as I've said, that's the value. Then, so from the example in our previous slide, F-name is the parameter, while Liam, Jenny, and Anja are the arguments. So, we can also add multiple parameters in our method. So, this example is, we have main method, and then we have the my method. Okay? This time, duhan na. Kaganina, F-name lang to siya. Karon gidungagan na to og age. So, duha na ka parameters. Okay? The one is string and the other is integer. So, pwede na siya. Depende na siya sa application sa inyong method. Depende sa problem. So, pwede ka mag-add diri sa parameters. And you just have to use the comma to separate all your parameters. Now, here in my method, the same lang ang atoang statement. Isa lang kabuok. So, we want here to print or to output the name plus the word is plus the value of the age. Okay, so example, in the main method, this is our main method, this is the first call of my method. So, duha man ang parameter, kinahanglan duha pod ka argument. Okay? Duha pod ka argument imong ipasa. For example, there's someone trying to enter Clarish. So, if going back, if duha ka parameter imuhang method, then dapat duha pud ka data imong ihatag, no? Kung isa lang, malimtan nimong isa niya, duha imuhang parameter, mag-error na inyong program. So, kinahanglan na kung pila ka book inyong parameter, maupod ang inyong arguments. Okay? So,
duha tong arguments diri. Ang first na argument para na siya sa first parameter. In this case, this is f name. Ang ikaduhang nga argument, that is for the second parameter. In this case, that is age. Okay? So, unsa yung buhaton karon? Ang value ni f name is Liam and ang value ni age is unsa man? 5. Good. So, iyang output diri is Liam is 5. Okay? Next call. Okay, method call is my method Jenny and then the second argument is 8. So, the name will be Jenny and the age is 8. Pag ikaduha na niyang call sa my method. So, the output here, the second run of this my method will be Jenny is 8. Third run or third call of the my method, Anja is the first name and 31 is the age. So here you'll have Anja is 31. This is the value of age is 31 and f name is Anja. So, mo ni sila ang output. Tulo ka buok. Liam is 5 for the first method call. Jenny is 8 for the second method call. And Anja is 31 for the third method call. Note that when you are working with multiple parameters, the method call must have the same number of arguments as there are parameters. And the arguments must be passed in the same order. So, in the same order, meaning kung name ang nauna, name po ang imuhang unahon o pasa. And then, age, ikaduha. So, ikaduha po ang age diri sa imuhang arguments. So, it should always follow your method definition. First name, una, and then age, ikaduha. First name, and then age. First name, and then age. Return values. The void keyword used in examples in our previous slide indicates that the method should not return a value. So we have used there the void. Okay, balik ko na to. In our declaration here, we used void. Okay, right before the name of the method, my method. So we used here void. Unsa day ang pasabutan ng void, ma'am? So, the void here, muna siya ato ang napasabot. Pag gideclare na to ato ang method na void, then that would mean na the method does not give us a value. It will not return a value. Okay? Though that method actually is performing something, but it's not actually giving us a value. It's not giving back to the main method. Wala siya ginahatag nga value sa main method. So, we'll have to show you later examples of methods na naa siya ihatag, naa siya i-return na value sa inyong main method. Okay, if you want the method to return a value, you can use a primitive data type such as int, char, or other data types. So, instead of void, and use the return keyword inside the method. So, kini siya, mao na ning example sa method nga dili void. Okay? So, meaning, kung dili siya void, butangan nimo siya og data type. Diri sa, instead of using the void, you'll have to specify here the data type of the value to be returned. Okay, so here we declare our my method as integer. Dili na siya void. So again, let's have a declaration static int my method and then naa siya isa ka parameter int x. Then unsa iyang buhaton, it will return 5 plus x. So mao lang ni siya, isa lang ka buok. Okay, so it will return. Ang giingon diri sa description, pag dili void ang imuhang method,
dapat naa kay return statement, na kay magamit ka og return keyword. So meaning kini nga statement na return mao ni siya ang iyahang ipasa didto sa main method. Okay? So kaganina balikan nato ang void. So ang void wala ni siya gihatag nga value. How do you Okay. Balik ta sa void. Ang nahitabo diri kaganina sa void, gikan sa main method, nagpasa tag value sa void method. Pero walay value nga gikan sa void padulong sa main. Okay, walay value siya gihatag diri wala siya gi-return. Wala siya gi-return. Okay? X. Wala siya gi-return. Pag void, ang kining output, kining iyahang gi-perform lang is digto na siya sa output. Okay? Ang iyang gi-perform lang is digto lang na siya padulong sa output. Pero wala gid siya value nga gihatag sa main. Mao ni siya ang void. Now, in this example, or in this type of method, naa siya ihatag, naa siya i-return nga value sa main method. Okay? So, unsa man karon ihang gi-return. So, this time, let's see. Again, the parameter is x and it will return 5 plus x. Meaning, iyang ihatag sa main nga value is 5 plus kung unsa ang value ni x. Okay? So, let's take a look at our main method. So, sa main method na atay output statement, and then this is output, and then this is the call. No? This is the call to my method. So, because of this, i-execute niya ang my method. Tapos, nagpasa siya og 3. So, ang 3, gipasa niya dito sa x. Sa my method. So, karon ang value ni x is 3. So, iyahang i-return ang 5 plus 3. Iyahang i-return ang 8 diri sa nag-call sa iyaha. So, ang output diri is iyahang i-print. I-print niya ang 8. Okay? Mao na siya yung output. So, iyahang return na siya gihatag nga value diri and that is 5 plus 3. So, basically, diri sa ato ang example, nagpasa tag value sa method, tapos ang method, nagbalik siya, nag-return siya, naghatag siya balik og data sa katong nag-call sa iyaha. And that is, in this case, 8. So, another example which returns the sum of a method with 2 parameters. Ang method nato diri is int again, and depende na sa inyong inyong method kung kamo na magsulat sa program. Of course, dali lang siya kay na example, pero di ba usually pag kamo na ang pabuhaton, tagaan mo og problem, kamo na ang pabuhaton sa program, magsulat sa program, maglisod-lisod na mo unsay sugod. But diri sa inyong method, kinahanglan i-analyze ninyo kung unsa ang data type sa inyong return nga value. So pwede ni siya float, double, char, long, short, or any data type. String, pwede pod. No. Excuse me. So, ganina, katong 8 na atong gi-return, di ba ang 8 is whole number. So, that's why nga int atong gigamit. Pag whole number ang inyong data nga i-return, then int ang inyong gamiton.
Okay, then we have my method, and then there are two parameters, int x and int y. So, here, we return x plus y. So, kung unsa daw ang value nga gipasa sa x ug sa y, ato ang siyang i-add. Okay? So, going to our main method, we have this statement, system.out.println, my method, 5, 3. So, meaning, this is the value of x. No? This is passed to x. And this is, the second argument is passed to y. So, here, it will return x, which is 5, plus y, which is 3, equals to 8. Ang result ani, ihang i-return diri So, 8 ang result ani. Ihang i-output ang 8. So, the result is 8. Then you can also store the result in a variable, recommended as it is easier to read and maintain. So, this is another example where you're gonna store in a variable the result. Okay, for example, this is our int, my method, and then there's x and y, and then we have return x plus y. This is the same, the last example, but this time we have int z equals my method 5, 3. So, method call na pud ni siya. Gitawag na pud niya ang my method. Tapos, gipasa niya ang 5 sa x and 3 sa y. Then, because gitawag man niya ang method, so mag-return ang method og value, which is now 8. Because x is 5 and y is 3, so it will give us 8. Now, the 8 will be the value will be assigned to z. Okay? Kaya naman ni siya variable. The z here is the variable assigned to be equals to the value that is returned to this method call. And that is 8 in this example. So, iyahang i-output diri ang value ni z. Kaning si z. So, ang value ni z is 8. Okay? Gikan diri sa method call na my method. Now, a method here has an if-else. So, it is common to use if-else statements inside methods. So, example, this is the main class. And we have here the first method is void check age, and it has parameter int age. Now, unsa ang buhaton ani nga method is it will just print. Okay, it will print access denied. You are not old enough if age is less than 18. So here inside the method we have an if condition. So if age is less than 18, then mo ni iyahang i-print. Else, if this is false, kini ang iyahang i-print. This is if the condition is false here. If the condition is true, then mo ni siya ang iyahang i-print. Again, if the condition age is less than 18 is true, then it will print access denied, you are not old enough. Otherwise, if the condition is false, it will print access granted, you are old enough. Okay. So here in our main method, we call the check age method. So gitawag na niya ang check age ninyo na method here, and then it also passed 20 here sa age. So this is 20. Now, it will test if age is less than 18. So, since age is 20 and 20 is not less than 18, so this condition is false. So, if the condition is false, then kini ang iyahang i-print. So, the output is access granted, you are old enough. What if the age or the value passed here is 10? What if the age is 10? Ang giwutang diri is 10. Then, it will again pass the value of 10 here. And then, if 10 is less than 18 and that is true, that 10 is less than 18, so it will print access denied, you are not old enough, because the condition is true. Do you have questions, clarifications before we proceed? Clarish?
Okay na, ma'am.
Okay lang? Sige. Let's proceed. We have here example of method overloading. So with method overloading, multiple methods can have the same name with different parameters. So example, we have my method int x, my method float x, but they have different data type here, as well as the number, or as well as their parameters. So ilahang data type lahi-lahi, ilahang parameter pod lahi-lahi. So pwede ka magamit og parihang name sa method. So ang isa int x, ang isa float x, ang ikatulo kay double x and double y. Now, consider the following example which have two methods that add numbers of different type. Example, plus method int. This is the name of your method. Again, walay space niha ang inyong method name. This is int. Okay? And it accepts two parameters. So, int x and int y. And it will return x plus y. Next, ikaduha. This is the first method. And the second method is double plus method double, and here we have double x and double y. It will return plus or the addition of x and y. Next, in our main method, we have my num my num1 equals plus method int, then pass 85. So unsa man ang value karon ni my num1 after calling plus method int 85. What is the value of my num? My num1.
13, ma'am.
13. Good. How about my num2?
I think 10.29,
10.56.
Okay, 10.56. Okay, good. So, here, my num1 will have the value returned from plus method int, that is 8 plus 5. Here is 13. Ang iyang i-return diri is 13. Diri ang iyang gi-return is the sum of x, 4.3 plus y is 6.26, that is equals to, ang ihang i-return diri is 10.56. So ihang output diri is the int is 13 and double is 10.56. So that should be the output. Now, if you can observe, ang kining duha ka method is pareha lang ang ihang gibuhat. Iha lang giad ang x ug y. No.
iya lang giad ang duha ka parameter. Na siya, 'di ba? Pareha lang ilang gibuhat o nag-add lang sila. Nag-return ng nag-add siya and then gi-return niya ang result sa addition. So, kung yun ani, pwede nga the same name lang ang imuhang gamiton diri sa ilang duha. Okay? Pareho-on na lang nimo. Mo na siyang gitawag nato og overloading. So, let's show the next slide. Mao na ni siya. Pareha na sila. Gi-change na to siya. Pareha na sila pangalan sa method. Ang nakalahi lang is katong ilahang return data type as well as ang kining ilahang parameters. Okay? Para dili naka less decision making na ang inyong buhaton. Excuse me sa kalayo. This is the return type. So man akong ipangalan excuse me sa kalayo. So, para going back, para dili dili mo maglisod kung mag-write na mo sa inyong methods, dili mo sige hunahuna. So, man akong ipangalan ani nga method, ana. So, pwede mo gamit aning technique na overloading. The same lang, ilahang pangalan, pero pwede lahi ang ilahang return type, okay, and lahi pod ang ilahang parameters. This is the return type and these are the parameters. So, the same lang ni siya, but parehaan ni. Plus method, gi-call niya, plus method, so gi-call pod niya. So, next, I think this is the last topic that we had. Java scope. So, in Java, variables are only accessible inside the region they are created. So, this is called scope. Variables declared directly inside the method are available anywhere in the method following the line of code in which they were declared. So, we have here example, main method. So, you cannot use x if int x equals 100. Okay, so nga naman niya siyang code here cannot use x here in this portion. So you cannot use x here because wala pa nimo gi-declare ang x. No? Kung wala pa ka nag-declare og x, wala pa kay gibuhat sa x, paano mo siya gi-create? You cannot use x in this portion. Now, we have a statement. This is now the declaration of x. So, right after declaration of x, pwede na ninyo siya gamiton. Code here can use x. So, that is, we can now use x here. We print x. Of course, x here is 100. So, in short, you need to always declare first your variables and assign value before you can use your variables. In this example, we have the variable x. Let's see another example. So, a block of code refers to all of the code between curly braces, and when I say block of code, guys, muna siyang mga codes na nasa sulod sa curly braces, open and close. Example, diri ang open, diri ang close. So, this is what we call the block of code. Okay? Ang nasa sulod. Okay, this is our block of code. Now, the variables declared inside the blocks of code are only accessible by the code between the curly braces, which follows the line in which the variable was declared. For example, we have int x equals to 100, and then we print x here. Okay. So, gi-declare na to ang x, diri ang block of code. So, nag-end naman siya diri dili na ka pwede mo gamit sa x diri. Kung tahay, diri ka nag system that out that print x. Okay. So, this is not anymore allowed, or this is what we call out of scope na. Kay si x, diri lang siya nga block. 'Di ba? Diri lang siya sa sulod. Okay? Diri lang gyud na siya sa sulod, pwede nimo gamiton. Na kay dira man siya gi-declare, dira ra pud na siya pwede gamiton. Okay, that's what we call a block scope. Because sometimes we can create a lot of methods na, okay, daghan na kag mga methods. Aside from the main method, mag-declare ka diri og x. So, dili na siya nimo pwede gamiton diri si x sa pikas na method. Okay? So, we'll see that later. So, we'll show you examples. Let me share my my screen first. Okay guys, so before our examples demonstrating how to create programs using those methods that were discussed, including the parameters, the void methods, the methods that returns a value, and all those, how to use arguments and all those stuffs. So I have first here a sample program, and I want you to tell me the result or the output. Okay. Okay, you can pause our live stream video, or yeah, you can pause it first, and then let's see. Or you can continue watching it, but you can also set the volume para dili magdubli ang ato ang sound. So I want you to see my shared screen. And tell me the output of this code. What is the output? Okay? Without typing it in your text editor. Okay? So, dili ninyo kinahanglan siya i-type. Tan-awon lang ninyo siya and then inyuhang subayon. Subayon ninyo kung unsa ang iyang output. This time, you will be like a human compiler. Kamu ang mag-run. Kamu ang interpret sa code. Last time, we used, 'di ba, the online compiler, or we used the NetBeans IDE to run our program. This time, you will act as the human compiler, and you'll have to tell me what is the output of uh, the the shared code. So the first one to give me the correct answer within 5 minutes only. Within 5 minutes, starting at 10:03. Okay? So the first one to give me the output, the correct output, I will give again a prize. Okay? So, kinahanglan ninyong i-PM sa ako ang inyong answer. So, 5 minutes only para dili ninyo siya i-type. So, kamo mismo ang mag-compile gamit ang inyong mga mata o inyong analysis sa ato ang example code. Just before. So what do you think is the output of this code? 5 minutes only. So it will end at, we started at 10:03. I will be accepting answers until 10:08. You don't need to type the code. Just send to me your output. Just send your output based on what you see or based on what you analyze. 1 minute more. Okay, time is up. We have one correct answer from Noel. So what's the output of this one? Let's see. First is in the main. This is our main method, and then this is our edit method. So this is our new method. So this is void, and it has two parameters, num1 and num2. So what's the output here is that first it's gonna run the main method. So in the main method, you'll have num1 is 5 and num2 is 10. Next, there is an output statement. So kini siya ang isa sa mga output. Mo ni siya ang ato ang gipangutana. So mo ni iyang i-output, di ba? First kay system.out man ni siya. So ibutang nato diri sa ubos ang output ha. So mo ni siyang output. Values before invoke the method num1 equals. So mo na siya ang first output. Gani siya. Plus ang value ni num1. So ang value ni num1 here is pila man?
Five, ma.
EJ.
5, ma'am.
Ha?
5.
5. Good. So this is 5. So num1 here's value, ang output niya is 5 plus there's a string kini siya including the comma. So ihan nang i-output again. Sunod ang value ni num2. What is the value of num2?
10 po,
10.
ma'am.
10. Okay. So this is 10. Next, mo ni siyang output niya, no? Katong sa first output statement. Next is, the statement is edit num1, num2. So this is now our call to the method edit. So, iyan ang tawagon si edit method. Diara si edit method. Okay? So, ipasa niya kang edit ang value ni num1 which is 5 and then ang value ni num2 which is 10. So, now here, num1 is 5 and num2 is 10. Now, kagi-call naman si edit. So, si edit na po ang iyahang i-execute. So, inside the edit, mao ni siya ang first na output. So, iyahaning i-print inside the method. So, ato na siyang i-output. Inside the method. Human ana, next line, i-output na po niya ang before editing num1 is. So, let's print that. Before editing num1 is. Pagkahuman, gisumpay niya ang value ni num1 which is katong gipasa kaganina diri, that is 5. Okay? And then gisumpay niya ang string na and num2 is. So it will be printed and num2 is. Next to that, ihang isumpay ang value ni num2 which is 10. After this, the next line is num1 equals num2. So, pasabot, ang value ni num1, i-comment lang nato diri, will be equals to the value of num2, which is 10. So, it's changing now the value. Before, num1 is 5. Now, because of this statement, we assign the new value of num1 to be equals to num2, which is 10. Now, the new value of num1 is equals to 10. Next statement, we have this, pero kani siya, dili pa ni siya i-output kay wala may system.out.println diri So, mao lang ni siyang mahitabo behind the scene. And then, num2 times equals 10. So, pasabot, mag-change na pud ang value ni num2. Unsay mahitabo sa value ni num2, that will be num2 is equals to, this is num2 times 10. So, num2 is 10. Diba? Num2 is 10. Iyahang i-multiply by 10. So, which is 10 times 10. And that is equals to 100. So, dili gyapon na siya i-output. This is just assignment or an operation. Now, naanatay system.out.println. So, output na ni siya. So, pag output niya, ang iyang i-output is ang text na after editing num1 is. So, ato na siyang i-output. After editing num1 is. Next is ang iyahang isumpay ang value ni num1 which is the new value. The latest value of num1 is 10. Okay? So, that and iyang isumpay and num2 is plus isumpay na po niya ang value ni num2 katong bag-o nga the latest value of num2. So ihaning isumpay and num2 is, then the new value, the latest value of num2 is 100. Okay? Sunod, niguman niya og execute ni edit, diri man na siya nga part, naa na po'y sunod ni edit. Kini na pod. Okay? So, kaning pag-call ka edit is the same as executing this method. And then, after pag-execute ani nga method, this one will be the next. This line is output statement. It outputs values after invoke the method num1. So, kini na pod iyahang i-output. So, that is copy-paste na to. This is inside the double quote. The text is values after invoke. The method num1 equals, and then gisumpay niya ang value ni num1 which is okay. Now, what is the value here of num1? it will print here. We will run this one. You will see the difference now. And you will see the value of num1. Akong i-comment ni para dili siya mag-error. Ako na lang kwaon. Public class. Okay, balik na ko ang atong output karon. Now, the value of num1 here is pila. The value is the value of num1 here is what? Is it 10 or is it 5?
5, ma'am.
5? Nganong 5? Why not 10? Why not 10?
Wala pa man, sige pa sa edit mo ba?
Gipasa naman siya dere.
Ito mo siya na part.
Okay, it is because of the scope of num1. So si num1, ang ihang value diri is only 5. Pag naa siya diri iyang value is 10. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
O lahi na siya og scope. So kay ang ihang gi-call diri is num1, diri man siya nag-call sa num1 and the value of num1 inside this inside this block, that is 5. Okay? So the value here of num1 inside this method, that is 5. And the value here we print num2 is also 10. It will not use the value of the other method. Okay, so iyang gamiton katong iyaha lang scope within the curly braces within the block. So ang sumpay ani is after the value of num1 magprint siya og comma and then num2 equals, then the value of num2 is 10. So this is now the complete output. Okay, so next I'll have another output or another code, and you'll have to determine the output again for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna show you another example and you send to me the output. Okay. So I already sent uh, here in my shared screen. So look at the shared screen and identify what is output. Again, you are given 5 minutes to identify, determine the output. 5 minutes starts at 10:24 and will end at 10:29. Okay, time is up. We have one correct answer from Francis. So we have here the code, and this is the square method. Then inside the square method, we will be returning the value of num times num. So this is a value returning method, and it will return an integer value. From the parameter num, iyahang I multiply by itself. So in the main method, you have the int result, and then we call the result to be equals to the square. So this one is the call to the method square here. So ang ihang gipasa nga value sa num is 10 here. Okay, then 10 ihang I times 10. Okay, 10 times 10. So that will be the value of result, and that is equals to 100. So iyahang output is squared value of 10 is 100. Okay? The squared value of 10 is 100. Okay, let's have another one, last one, before we proceed with our examples. So the time is 10:30. We'll start at 10:35, and I will be accepting until 10:40. I will be accepting answers until 10:40.
activity number 1. And all you need to do is to follow the steps, okay, as I read. Wait, kay lagi ba yung kung nag-ipiro ko kabaluan ni kay? Sama, pagsugod na pamati na lang na. Okay, so step number 1, highlight or select all the text. Page number 1, highlight control A.
Okay, I think time is up. So we have again correct answer from Francis. So let's go back to our live stream. So we can see other example programs that is using method. So I'm going to play our video presentation about methods. Are you still okay? Are you still there? Kaya pa?
Unsa result, ma'am?
Ay, okay, sorry. Nakalimot ko. Dali lang. Okay, so this is our main method. Mo ni siya ang una nihang i-execute, and then sa main method iyang gitawag si get minimum. So mo ni atong get minimum, and then gipasa niya ang 5 and 6 kang A and B. So A is 5 and B is 6. So there's a condition here if A is less than B. So this is true because this is 5 and this is 6. So 5 is less than 6 is true. So ihang i-output ang value ni A, which is 5, and the text isumpay niya sa 5 ang text na is the minimum of the two. So the output is 5 is the minimum of the two. Okay, mo na siya ihang i-output, and then kay true man ni dili na ni niya i-execute ang nasa else if ug ang nasa else. So dili na niya i-execute. So diri lang ang ihang i-output. 5 is the minimum of the two. Okay, so let's run. So 5 is the minimum of the two. 5 is the value of your variable A. Okay, asa man nagikan ang 5? Dito sa method call. So muna siya ang output. Lisod
Okay pa,
ba? Lisod ba siya?
Kaya ra.
Kaya ra. Okay. So, balik ta sa ato ang live streaming. Let's open again and we'll show you more example programs there na maggamit na siya og methods and other examples. So while waiting for the others to access our live stream, since we only have 2 viewers, do you have questions or gusto niyo yung ipangutana about sa ato ang gidiscuss kaganina? You want more clarifications? Or diraa lang ninyo siya mahuna-hunaan og tagaan na mo og problema?
Anak dyan, ma'am.
So, naana ba ang tanan sa ato ang live stream? Ako ana ning ikuan i-play. Ang ikatulo, if you have questions, guys, clarifications, excuse me for a while, guys. Okay, I'm gonna write here. If you have access to the internet, you can, or of course you have, so you can go to this site, jdoodle.com. I will share this in our group chat. So you can try my examples later, or if you want to focus on my demonstration first and try it later, so pwede po na magtanaw sa mo and observe my examples. Pero if you can work at the same time, listen, view my example, and try my examples at the same time, so you can also do that. Or you can also use later, no? Naaman mo kuan na kanang compiler sa inyong cellphone or sa inyong laptop. So I'm gonna type in here our example demonstration or other example. Is avoid. This will be our main method, and then we usually write our methods before our main method. Okay, so let's write here our first method, which is a void method called myAddress. And so void man ni siya, wala ni siya return. Okay? Wala siya return statement. So what we're just trying to do here is and to show you another example of a method that University of a method that will print something on the screen. Yeah, this method is a void method. So it will not return a value, but it will print. More than one. Okay, so we have here one method, my address without parameters, and it's a void method. So wala kay makita diri nga return statement. Okay? And then this is our main method. It will print my name and then it will call my address. So pag call niya sa my address na method, iya dayon ning i-print. No, kay print statements man ni. Dapat dapat north link. This is my address, assuming North Link Technological College. And it will print first Java application with one method. So if you're using JDoodle, you can click on execute to debug. So here we can see that there is an error in this portion. So mali og spelling ang ato ang system, nakulangan og S. So we have here, giprint niya ni og una. Kini sa ang unahon. Ganun kini man ang nauna. Nga mao man ni ang nauna og type. Because ang main method ang unahon og execute sa inyong program. Maskin pag nauna ni inyong mga methods, uban nga mga methods, ang main method ang unahon. Okay, i-execute lang ni ang uban method kung tawagon. Na siya. So, unahon niya ang main method, mao man ni ang nauna sa main method. So, ay zarumano ang una. Sunod, dira pa niya tawagon ang my address. So, sa my address, giprint na niya karon ang kining Faculty of Information System, Northlink Technological College, and New Pandan, Panabo City. Pagkahuman niyag print anang naa sa my address, last ang isunod niya mao ang first Java application with one method. So mao na siya last output statement. Okay. So let's show you another example. I will give you later these examples in our GC. So you can copy paste it and practice on your own. So let's have another method, another example. This is a method with arguments. So this is our main method, and before our main method we will write our method.
Ma'am, di siya makita.
Ay, dili makita.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm, kana, nana. First method with arguments. So we have here, this is our main method, and then this will be our void method. Again, this is a void method. And this will have two parameters. So this is the opening of our my address method, and this one will be our closing. Okay, here in my address, again, this is void, so wala tay return statement diri. And we'll simply print my name as well as my ad, or my name and my ad. This one. Okay, dapat pareha yun na sila. Kini my name, dito na siya. So, sa main method, ang buhaton nato diri is we will create the name. And then address. So, here, ang value sa ato ang name and address is naa sa main method. Tapos, ipasa nato diri sa ato ang methods. And, at the same time, ang value pod sa address naa sa main method, atong ipasa na diri sa ato ang method na my address. And the my address will print the name as well as the value of my ad. So, eventually, kani siya ihang i-print ang Aiza Romano, and then ang address ng Faculty of Information Systems NTC Panabo City. Okay, so that's our second example. Do you have questions? Let's proceed to the next example. This one will be our example for a method that returns a value.
Dili makita ang
So,
result, ma'am.
assuming that the value is string, ang ihang i-return is string, so dili na ni void. Okay? String. Oh, no. This is our main method ako usabon. This is our main method. So, i-delete sa nako ni main method ni siya. Then, before our main method, we will write our first method. Public static string my address. This is our method and the return type is string here. Next to that is we'll have a string my name and string my ad. Open and close. Then we'll have a string details equals the value of my name or the value passed to my name plus the word works at plus the value of my ad. And then we're going to return the value of details. So again, this is a string method and the name of the method is my address. It will accept two values for the parameters my name, which is a string, and my ad, which is also a string. So kung unsang value ni my name and my ad, dapat strings na sila. Then we have a variable details here equals to the value of my name. So whatever is passed to my name, iyahang isumpay ang word na works at plus isumpay pod niya ang unsa ang value ni my address nga gi-send diri or katong gipasa nga value diri. Kung unsa man ang result ani ni details, mao na siyang iyahang i-return ang value ni details. Okay? So let's assign a value. String name equals this is now our call to my address. So, ang value nga i-return ni my address i-store nato sa variable na text. Okay. Remember guys, this is another thing that you should remember. Pag na siya i-return, pwede nimo siya i-assign sa variable. Okay? Pag void ni, pareha ka ganina, void, void, dili ni mo na siya i-assign. Wala na siya equal sign diri Okay? Tawagon lang ni mo na siya. Ana lang ang pagtawag sa void. Pero pag pag naa siya i-return, pwede ni mo siya i-assign sa variable. Pwede mo siya diretso og tawag pag naa ka sa output statement or pag gamito nimo siya sa manipulations like addition, subtraction, and other processes. Kaya naman siya value. So, kung number siya, pwede nimo siya i-add. Pwede nimo siya i-minus and so on. Pwede nimo siya i-assign. So, you always have to anticipate what's the value returned. Kung naa siya value nga i-return, then of course, pwede nimo siya ma-store. Katong void kay wala man na siya value, so dili gani mo na siya ma-store. Okay? Ma'am. Saan ka po? Ma'am? Sa klase ka? Oo. Wala pa akong bumasa. going back, so this is now our my address. So naa siya value. So pwede nimo siya i-store sa variable. Okay, and then we're going to print now. Okay, so what we did here is we give a value, we assign a value to name, that is Aiza Romano, and we also assign value to address or add NTC Panabo City, and then we assign a value to text, which is a string, to be equals to the value returned by my address, giving the value of name and address also as parameters or arguments of my address. Now, here, pag call niya anang kang my address, so diri as that will be the value of my name will be Aiza Romano, and my add will have NTC Panabo City. So, ang iyahang value nga i-return diri will be from details, which is Aiza Romano works at NTC Panabo City. Sunod mo na siya yung i-return diri sa text. Okay, again, the value of text is Aiza Romano works at NTC Panabo City. Mo na iyang i-print. And next to that is, that's the end of the program. Okay, so the text output is Aiza Romano works at NTC Panabo City, and that's the end of the program. So let's have another example. This will be an example of the use of overloading. Okay, so this is our main method, and let's write our first, again, our method. So let's have, this is birthday. So we have this void method date birthday, which will accept the day as integer, and it will print the text event date plus the value of dd, tapos isumpay niya ning /2 1984. Let's create another method. Which will accept the day and the month. So, take note, parehas silang pangalan. So, overloading na ni siya. Pero, dili sila pareha og parameters. Ang isa lang. DD lang. Ang ikaduha, duha ang parameters, DD and MM. That's for the day and the month. And the second method will print the date given the value of dd and the value of isumpayan po niya og slash, and isumpay niya ang month plus 1984. Okay, so the other one will have to print only event date plus the value of DD and then constant to 1984. The second one will have to print event date plus the value of DD plus slash plus the value of MM plus 1984. The third one, basically the same method, but it can accept up to 3. Up to 3. Three parameters. So dd slash mm plus slash plus the year. In the main method, we'll have the values assigned to the day, to the month, and to the year. And then we will call the first method. This is to demonstrate how the different methods will work. So here, we will pass the day. Kini atong i-test. So, isa lang ang atong ipasa. Ang day lang. Kini siya. Day. Ang sunod, atong tawagon ang ikaduha. Ang ikaduha, kinahanglan niya ang day ug ang month. Ang ikatulo needs the day, the month, and the year. So let's run. We have let's debug first. There is lacking here. The equal sign is not around. So we have here event date. This is the first one, the first method. Tapos diri ikaduha na ni nga method and ikatulo nga method. So the same output, but diri as ikaduha walay space ug sa ikatulo after the date dapat butangan nato na siya og space diri after sa date. Okay. Sunod, I think that's it. Let's take a look at your self-checks. How would you be able to answer your self-checks? Let's see if you can, if we're able to cover all. Okay guys, so mao to ang ato ang mga example programs for demonstration. Do you have questions? Before we proceed to our next programming challenge, we'll have a programming challenge wherein I'm giving you a problem that you would solve using or by writing a program with the use of methods. So in your tasks or in your programming tasks that are found in your module, if you need assistance, once again, if you want like if you want um, to ask for an example that will show a related a related answer to the programming task that was given, you can just PM me and I will give you examples, more examples, so um, you can answer the task. Okay, so the examples that I will give will help you. It will be your guide in answering. I will send you examples that will serve as a clue, for example, a clue or a guide so you can answer your tasks. So you can just PM me and I will give you examples. But of course, I will not give you the exact answer. I will just give you an example that is related to the programming task. And so now, let's practice first. You are going to create a program. The first one to write the correct program will have a prize again. Okay, so are you ready? I'm going to send the the problem in our chat box here in Google Meet. Okay, this is the problem. You have to write a program that we call a method, and the method will print two numbers and the sum of the two numbers. So the method will print the two numbers and it will also print the sum of the two numbers. Okay? So PM me your answers to this problem.